Hello, my name is Josh Garry, and I'm head of department at Parkview. For this video, I'll be covering three elements. The first will be about the benefits of using historical fiction, like Paulette Ramsay's Letters Home, along with personal stories in the classroom. I'll then move on to discuss ideas on how you can use work like Letters Home in the classroom. Finally, I'll give an overview of my own school's history curriculum and how I could use historical fiction to develop themes at KS3 and also for EdXL GCSE migrations in the British course. So to begin with, I think there are lots of benefits behind using historical fiction and personal stories. In my experience, I found that historical fiction is often quite revealing, and through it being revealing, our students are able to get a major sense of period, and that sense of period really helps them with, with the skills of empathy, but also just getting an understanding of what life was like at that time. Then when you move on and then start looking at, for example, the benefits and how I use them, there are times when, for example, I may use them as a hook or as a starter, and that really engages them. Or alternatively, I might use historical fiction as a main body within the lesson and get my students to analyze various different parts of the text to really allow them to explore various themes. Finally, in regards to the GCSE migration unit and the KS3 curriculum, I use it in a number of ways. Firstly, with the GCSE, I use Letters Home to explore the reasons why people migrated from the Caribbean in the first place, and this is really helpful because you are able to find a number of reasons. It explores the idea of countries such as Jamaica being a part of the empire and that pull, but also the Second World War and the demand for labor. You also are able to, I also use it to explore the experience that some migrant groups had in Britain amongst each other, but also with people in Britain at the time, but also that dynamic and that relationship with the people back at home, and how, for example, there were some people who came and stayed, but equally there are some people who went back. And finally, within the GCSE units, I use it to explore the impact and how people from the Caribbean contributed to building Britain and making Britain the country it is. In terms of our KS3 curriculum at Parkview, it's really helpful when it comes to decolonizing the curriculum, in that it gives voices to groups who were once marginalized, and it raises an awareness and amplifies those silences. So through that, we're able to look at various views. In addition to this, it provides a degree of diversity as well, especially considering the fact that it's from the point of view of a black lady, and that's important because women are quite often being marginalized and silenced in history. So yeah, I think it's really helpful, and in my experience, I found it to be very useful, but also very engaging and stimulating for the students.